Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, located in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, bringing you boys varsity volleyball featuring a school I've never heard of, the International School of Minnesota / Chesterton. I have a little bit of information about them. They have a 50-person enrollment, and I think half of them are on their team, taking on the Benilde-St. Margaret boys team. And this is the inaugural season. Anybody that's watching or streaming this or watching it on tape delay understands that this is the inaugural season in the state of Minnesota of boys varsity volleyball. I think it's a great thing. And the Red Knights started out 0-3. We brought broadcasts on 2 of them. The first ones we saw losses, and they've won the last 2 on the road. They're now 2-3, taking on the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton. They're also 2-3. So we've got a great matchup. We're underway. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. And we're underway. The Red Knights in white on the right side, and so are Chesterton International School of Minnesota. All right, into the front court, and the kill shot attempt by number 10 was Benjamin Terry, the senior. Ball still alive, and point number 1 goes to the Red Knights. And that was a long first rally. And now they'll serve for a second, and that is number 9 for the Red Knights. And they are combined with Blake. We didn't know that at first, but on the program, it's a combined school of Benilde-St. Margaret's and Blake School. And right at the front, number 6 for the Red Knights, that's Jake Jackson Jacoby, the freshman. The tall kid gets the block. And now back to serve once again for the Red Knights. Number 9, Zach Kidd, the sophomore, gets it in. Now to the far side, and the block at the net by the Red Knights. Again, that was Jacoby with the tip. Now to number 2, that's Kangas. Front row, and a nice kill shot again by number 6, Jackson Jacoby. Asserting himself early on. He's responsible for 2 of the first 3 points here in the first game. Remember, they play a best of 5. And back to serve once again, number 9, Zach Kidd. And that is a powerful serve to the back row. The International School does recover. Now a chance for the Red Knights with a good set right here. And they had to play defense, and into the net it went. And that results in point number 1 for the ISM Huskies, I should say. And now back to serve for the Huskies. That's number 5, Andrew Sullivan. Now the return, and that works out in favor of the Red Knights. A little bit of a defensive play there rather than go for the kill shot. Nice decision by the Red Knights. Now back to serve for Benilde is number 10. That's Benjamin Terry, the senior. 4-1 lead in game 1. To the back row against the Huskies. Now the set, well done. Kill shot into the rafters. And they can save it. That's all fair. Again by Jacoby. He's having a great first game. Now the kill shot from the front row again. And who is that man? We need to identify him for sure. That is number 14, Derek Bush, a sophomore. And there is some real talent there with that kid, isn't it? Look at that. First one. Nice save, though, by number 2 for the Red Knights, Leo Kangas, absorbing that power. All right, now. Red Knights looking good here early. The kill shot goes to the deep back row. They can't handle it. And that was Benjamin Terry who came up to deliver that left-handed hammer shot. And Red Knights now on a 2-game winning streak after having lost their first 3 in the inaugural season, looking for 3 in a row. And back to serve, the captain, Leo Kangas, gets it in, back row. Nice job, and it goes off the overhang, and they're going to give the point to the Huskies, making it 5-3. And this is an issue. I've actually discussed it in all the girls volleyball games I've done over the years, that it does impact it. There is a I-beam that comes right over the middle parallel with the net above. And then there's also a screen, which when I went to high school, we had those too, especially when you were practicing. And that actually extends down lower. There's various short windows. We watched that point go for the Red Knights. But right here, that is number 13, Olin Ron, the sophomore, getting a nice kill shot. And now back to serve for the Red Knights, number 10, Benjamin Terry. But these guys are strong, and that ball ricochets, and there's not a lot of space up above. And into the net, that kill shot, unsuccessful by number 11. That was Sam Dimitruk, the sophomore outside hitter. And now another serve attempt for number 10, Benjamin Terry, with a 7-3 lead. Took a little something off that, and it worked well. Oh, they saved it. Now the Red Knights need to respond. Back row Kangas, and now we got a carry. Illegal hit. Double hit, that's what the call was. As you could see, the referee put up the 2 fingers. I'm still educating myself on these rules sometimes, but that one I know now. And back to serve for the Huskies is number 10, Elias Taylor, the freshman. Into the net it goes. Point goes to the Red Knights. They're up 8-4. And they have honors to serve. Back to do the honors is number 13, Olin Rom, the sophomore. He had a nice shot at the previous point with the kill shot. Sends it to the back row, well placed. And the Huskies play defense. Ron, now from mid-row, the kill shot by Terry, makes it in. Now the kill shot comes back. Nice bump and return off the mark. Nice fight, though, at the net by number 20, Ian Fitzgerald. Now again, and is it in? It is. It caught the line, I believe. Nice exchange by the Red Knights. And the international, here it is. Look at this. Bang. Flip that. And it was maybe even touched, but that was well within the boundary on the back line. 9-4 Red Knights. And they are in cruise control here early in game number 1. And Olin Ron, the sophomore. Again, back row, no spin. That's where you want to get it. Kill shot. That was a great set for that kid. And now the ball in the Red Knight zone. They try the trickery there, and now the block at the net. And at the net was number 7, Cameron Lee. Right there. The big, tall lad gets the block. Right there. Alongside him also was Ian Fitzgerald, who played a role in that point as well. Now for the Huskies, blocked by Fitzgerald, and they got to play defense. Almost hit that overhang. You're not quite seeing it in the screen, but there is an overhang of a net there that comes down, boy, I would say at least 4 feet from the I-beam. And that is going to impact this match. But right now, what's impacting it is the timeout on the floor taken by the Huskies at 11-4 deficit, 1 minute. And there it is. Look at the overhang there, folks. I mean, you've got the I-beam. You can't move that or the whole place falls apart. But then you've got space, and then you've got the net. And obviously, there's a practical reason for it. I remember playing spring sports. Baseball, they'd shut that down, and baseball would play, and another sport would be maybe girls softball, especially before it got warmer out. And that's what it's there for, to divide it. But boy, that really is a significant. It's not just a few inches. So something to consider as these boys start to play varsity volleyball, whether these arenas are big enough. And it'll depend on how many shots are impacted by some of these gymnasiums. Nevertheless, though, the Red Knights aren't complaining. It's their gym, and they're up 11-4. Timeout over with, and they are off to a great start. And I have to say, I've seen 2 of their matches, and now they've won 3, and they have improved greatly just from eyesight. They have really gotten better here in the last several weeks. And that shot goes wide out. That was a nice set for the Huskies of the International Minnesota School, but it just went out, and they look good too. They're just missing their marks, but they've got great fundamentals, don't they? Great bumps. The sets have been there. Red Knights just too much so far. All right, this kid can hit it. Now defense, Kangas to number 9. Kidd And the tip is out of bounds. Point to the Huskies of the International School of Minnesota. They're located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. I'll have to do some research on them just for my own curiosity. And now back to serve for the Huskies, number 11. That is Sam Dimitruk, the freshman, and he did a nice job. And now, wow, look at that, running shot. And they answer back. There's some talent on this Huskies team as well. Now the kill shot, and it goes down. Nicely performed by Ian Fitzgerald, the senior. And I like this Red Knights team. They're up 13-5. They really are playing so much better, which is understandable. I doubt any of these guys have played volleyball until maybe in the last year or two. It certainly wasn't available when I was in 3rd grade, although there was basketball, which I played, but no volleyball for the boys. So they are literally learning the sport on the fly, and I've seen huge improvement, and that's a credit to Coach Michael Becker for sure. Out of bounds. Point Red Knights, and now they are at 14-5. 9 points from the victory in game 1, and back to serve is that guy right there. That is Linus Struwe, senior, right in the middle of the court. Flat foot serve. Oh, just missed. He went for that corner. Missed on it. That'll give a point to the Huskies, and now they will also get to serve. So the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton to serve. Number 23, Alvin Hussey gets it in at the net. Nice tip, body control by Fitzgerald. He's having a great night, number 20 for the Red Knights. He truly is. Early on, and you can see the smile right there. Big time by Fitzgerald. Now back to serve. Zach Kidd, back row. Boy, they're getting those serves consistently in the back row. That is a really good sign. Now, again, oh, and the block at the net by number 14. I spoke about him earlier. Derek Bush, sophomore. He's got it right there. Look at, he jumped up, then he jumps up again. Actually, he didn't get that. It went into the net. But his presence impacted that for sure. All right, now 15-7, our score in game 1, and back to serve, Ian Fitzgerald. Can he keep the magic going at the service line? He looks over to Coach Michael Becker, got some instructions. Now he'll serve from the center. Gets it to the back row. There's the set, and they go, and it's out of bounds. Not by much. That was a good attempt by number 5, Andrew Sullivan, the freshman. He had the right idea. He went for the line, though. It's much like tennis when it comes to this. You could tell he was trying to target that corner, and boy, I thought he caught the line. That may have been a bad call. That was a lot closer than it looked by the eye. And now the kill shot at the front line goes long, out of bounds. And the International School of Minnesota Chesterton gets their 7th point. But they've got a long way to go, as now the Red Knights are within 7 of the victory. They need to get to 25, and Fitzgerald puts that one into the net. Gives the Huskies their 8th point, but comfortably right now the Red Knights have a 10-point lead with 7 to go. And back to serve for the Huskies, number 12, that's Alex Chen. And that's set off the mark, but the comeback, was he in the net? Are they going to call an infraction? And they are. They're going to draw. The point is going to be awarded to the Huskies. He was in the neutral zone. That was clear. And to serve once again, Alex Chen goes to that deep corner. Now the set to the far side, and mistimed jump, but he saved it on himself. And was that ball? It was out. They called it out. So nice recovery by number 10 for the Red Knights. Benjamin Terry, little misfire on the kill shot, but then it went into the net, and he was able to have the wherewithal to bump it back up, keep it alive, and then force that error by the Huskies. Now back to serve, Kangas. Oh, can they save it? That was too many hits. It was. Point Red Knights, they're at 20. Kangas will serve again. All right, here he goes. He is into this match. You gotta love that guy's enthusiasm. His energy makes a big difference. Into the net it goes. Still a clap. You gotta always stay positive in sports. 20-10 our score. Red Knights looking good here in game one. There's a substitution you just saw on your camera. Checking in is number 23, Alvin Sue. And back to serve is number 14 for the Huskies, Derek Bush. And that goes out, point to the Red Knights, and they get the serve. And coming back now to do the honors right there is number 10, Benjamin Terry. Looks to the left, gets the whistle, gets the nod. Here's the pound, and the lefty southpaw brings it tight over the net, and a nice serve. That's what they call an ace in volleyball and in other things. And a big-time point there for Terry, as his team now is within 3. Look at the intensity, big time. That's good stuff right there. Here he goes. Look, spin on that, a slider if you will, block at the net, point, and that was number 1 for the Red Knights, Linus Suey, and number 13, Olin Rom, there on the block. That was a nice set. It was right there for the Huskies, and what are you gonna do when you got that block? And it was well timed. The jump was right on the money. 23-10. Terry to serve again, left-handed, goes hard now to the back row. Nice save on the back row by number 0, that was Leo Tao. And now at the net, and a chance, oh, now a chance for the, oh, it goes the other way. Little miss hit there, gives the 11th point to the Huskies, but nevertheless, the Red Knights are just within 2. Just a matter of time. And back to serve number 10, that is Elias Taylor, a sophomore, goes for the back row, nice job. That was Fitzgerald, and the kill shot a little too much. And the Huskies now are within 11 with 2 to go. And to serve once again is Elias Taylor. Jump serve, back row. Red Knights looking to close this out here if they can. Now to the far side, the kill shot, that's gonna be a point for the Huskies. And the Red Knights, and a timeout now, Michael Becker, and I think that's a good timeout. And here's why I think that is because they're still a very new team, and they did lose their first 3. They've won their last 2, but closing out games, you know, is a skill, isn't it? And here's Becker. I don't know what he's saying. I'm trying to imagine what I would say. I don't know who's watching at home or wherever you are. What would you say? You know, because they've got this game won. I think they just need to relax. And that's I think what he's saying. Like, just relax. We've got this. Just don't worry about winning or losing. We're going to win. We're up. We only got 2 to go. Just go play. And I think they were getting a little tight there. Just my opinion. And I get the feeling that's what he's exuding. Like, go play. Yeah, relax. None of these guys have probably played very much organized volleyball ever in their life. That's what's really cool about broadcasting this game. It's a brand new sanctioned sport in Minnesota. You're watching these kids grow right before your eyes, and it's really a privilege, isn't it? Okay, now back to serve. Let's see if these Huskies can get back in this thing and take advantage. And we got an infraction at the net. Boy, you know, that's what's hard in volleyball. You give it, it's not just an infraction and you give the serve to the other side like in tennis. You actually give them a point. And now it's game point. Just like that for the Red Knights. Good timeout by Becker. That went long, though. Number 13, Olin Ron. That sent it a little long. So again, this falls in the category, learning how to close out games. This one isn't that close, so they're gonna get this victory eventually, no question about that. But back to number 11, back to serve, Sam Dimitruk. Wow, big time serve, had a lot of pressure on that. Red Knights have to play defense with a good set here. A chance for the Huskies to get another point and stay in this one. Now from the back row, and that sails long, 24-15. And now the Huskies, they've won 2 games themselves. And this is a brand new sport for what I think is probably a brand new school. And that sails long, and there's the game. And the Red Knights win just like that by attrition. No, they earned this game. They won by 10. It was a dominating performance. And so after 1 game of the best of 5 complete, the Red Knights lead 1-0. Stay tuned for game number 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us.
Hi.
Hello. What's the nicest thing a parent has said to you?
You're special. I love you. I love you.
What about your teachers?
I'm proud of you and I'm glad that you tried.
That was a really good job.
That was really impressive.
Make me smile.
You can do great things.
How did that make you feel?
Happy.
Better about myself. Special.
I think that really helps my confidence.
It makes me just feel good.
Let's teach more love in our homes and classrooms. Visit parenting.org from Boys Town to explore our vast library of resources backed by over 100 years of experience.
Why is it important to tell somebody when they've done something good?
Because it makes you just want to keep going and be nice to other people.
For any age, any stage. Boys Town.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Oh, and we're glad you're with us as we're about to begin game number 2 of this best of 5 match between the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton. That's kind of cut off there, but the Red Knights won game 1. They're on a 2-game winning streak, and they're at home and about to begin game number 2. Looking to even their schedule, their record at 3-3. And they pretty much dominated game number 1. And that score reflects that. So we're about to begin game number 2. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're on location, streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us in this inaugural season of a brand new sanctioned sport in the state of Minnesota here in 2025. The big underlying storyline for all these teams as we watch the referee, I'm not sure what he's organizing there, but he is growing up in Minnesota. There was no boys volleyball of any kind. Wasn't even heard of or thought of. And then there's been a growing club sport in high school, and they got it sanctioned, and this is the inaugural year, so it's actually an honor and a privilege to be here bringing you the broadcast as we're watching this burgeoning sport. Okay, now, International School of Minnesota, Chesterton starts game 2, looking to even it up. They also have 2 wins on the year, so I think this is an evenly matched team, and I look for Chesterton to come back here in game 2 on the road. All right, now a chance. They go to the back row for the Red Knights. The set by Kidd, and the block at the net. And that guy right there, Derek Bush, number 14, he's got some talent. And if the International School of Minnesota Chesterton is gonna have success tonight, it's gonna come through him. And maybe this gentleman right here, number 5, Andrew Sullivan, gets that second serve in. And the kill shot, well executed by Jackson Jacoby, the freshman. The tall kid gets the height right here. Look at the perfect jump. Uses the net to his advantage. What do they call that in tennis? A net cord? Well, he got the benefit there. And it's 1-1 in game 2. Now, the Huskies unable to save that as they were a little discombobulated. Gives the Red Knights the 2-1 edge here early in game 2. Back to serve, Zach Kidd, the freshman, or excuse me, the sophomore. And his jump serve, he was a little off balance there. You know, when you're gonna do the jump serve, I have played enough tennis to know it's really about the toss when you're serving. And the same, if you're gonna do this jump serve, you gotta get the toss right. And that's a flat-footed serve, which I think you can have power there, and it sailed on him, and that went long. So another unforced error will give the Red Knights the 3-2 lead. And back to serve is the senior, Ian Fitzgerald. Number 20, he had a great first game, instrumental in the win. And that one sails wide right. Looks like a field goal, sort of, right? I mean, you've got the whole court there, but adrenaline, all kinds of things can happen, why those balls don't go where you really want them to. It's part of the human experience. Now back to serve. Number 14 is Derek Bush. Kangas gets that bump. Perfect set. It was gonna sail long, but it was played by Derek Bush. Now Kangas, they gotta get it over, into the net it goes. Ian Fitzgerald tried to save it, almost with the serve. Might have wanted to been a little more conservative, bump it over. Now the jump serve by that kid, Derek Bush. He's got some training, doesn't he? Front row, set to the far side to number 11. That's Sam Dimitrik. Good response by the Red Knights, but the kill shot goes into the net, attempted by Olin Ron. And the International School of Minnesota Chesterton is up by 2 now here in game 2. And there is Derek Bush. Look at that big service jump. That is big time stuff, boys and girls at home. And they are now starting to find, what's the word there, mojo. Watch how high he sends this ball up. Watch this. It is way up there. Bang! Wow, Kangas dug deep to get that. And in the net are the Red Knights. Point to the Huskies, and this is going to be a problem for the Red Knights here, is this guy right here, number 14, Derek Bush. And if you're a Huskies fan, he is very favorable. Look at this guy. And those things are in. And a chance now. And they're gonna, kill shot attempt. Kangas with the rebound. Now the set, and the chance goes long and out of bounds. And now it's 8-3 International School of Minnesota Chesterton. And a timeout by Coach Michael Becker. And look at this coordination in this team as we now switch to the upcoming schedule for Benilde-St. Margaret's. After tonight, they will take on Chaska Chanhassen. What is today? Today is April 17th, Thursday. So now on the 22nd, that's next week. So they'll have a few days off through the holiday coming up this weekend. Then Mountain West Tonka, Orono, Waconia. Obviously, they're trying to recruit kids out there. And then look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on the road. But I don't think that's a bad thing for the Red Knights, because their last 2 wins, their first 2 of their inaugural season, were on the road. And then New Prague. All right, now here is the phenom, Derek Bush, sophomore, number 14, right there. I mean, I've done lots of girls volleyballs, very talented. I've never seen anything like this guy serve. Look at this, bang. In. He is not kidding around. I'd almost back up if I was the back row of Benilde. You gotta get a return. Here he comes again. Watch this stuff. In. Kangas can't control it well enough. Point. International School of Minnesota Chesterton. 14 back to serve again. This is something to behold. Derek Bush, bang. Back row, Kangas can't control it. Now a chance with a good set here for the International School. Kangas with a nice bump. He's doing the best he can. And there, they save it. Point, International School Minnesota Chesterton. They are on a roll right now, and it's on the wrist of that guy right there, number 14. Another timeout by Michael Becker, and I don't blame him. And look at the International School. Look at the coordination. I got to do a little research on the International School of Minnesota Chesterton. But they are playing well. Look at the smiles. Volleyball brings that out. I was fortunate enough as an adult in a small town where I used to live. They had a guy, and I joined and I played. It was really fun. I never got to play volleyball other than at somebody's cabin or in our backyard growing up. And playing formal volleyball with some rules, when you get the momentum going, it's really it really is very fun to play. And right now, this international school, Minnesota Chesterton, is enjoying that sort of volleyball joy right now. And look at this kid. I've never seen someone dominate from the service line. And I haven't seen a lot of guys volleyball, so I'm sure there are players better than him, but maybe not. This is something I've never seen. And look at him over there. He's loose. But he's had some training, and the Red Knights need to answer him. Back row. My goodness. Oh. I'm almost speechless on this right now. Just watch this. This is incredible stuff. Bang. Kangas into the net. Point. International school. His name is Derek Bush, sophomore. Bang. That one, oh, I think that was going to be in. Kangas played it well. Very well. Now Bush, back row, off the mark, out of bounds. Point, International School of Minnesota, Chesterton. Back to serve. Derek Bush. Bang. Back row. Nice job by Fitzgerald. They save it. All right, now a chance for the Red Knights with a good set. Kangas to the near side, off the mark. They save it. Bang! Chance, and the Red Knights at the net. Number 13, Olin Ron, stops the bleeding at 14. Derek Bush there, he went low. He's a tall kid compared to what you see on the court. And I got to give him kudos one more time. What a run by Derek Bush. And now the Red Knights down 10. They lead 1-0 in the best of 5. And now that goes long, out of bounds. And the ball goes right, not only the point, but the ball, the service goes back to the International School of Minnesota Chesterton, and that's number 10, Elias Taylor. Red Knights, kill shot, and now, can they play that? It's like pachinko. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? That's the play of the night. Put that on ESPN, I swear. That should be on ESPN. Honest to God, someone should submit that. That was incredible. Point Red Knights, they're down 10 with 10 to go for the International School of Minnesota Chesterton. And now Kangas over there talking to the official. I'm not sure. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I have no idea what he's talking to him about. But there we go. Now he's coming over to his coach. I like the leadership, though, of Kangas, taking control. That's great stuff. That's what high school sports is all about, right? It's those types of skills, asserting yourself. Whatever he was talking about, so respectful. Well done by Kangas. Point to the Red Knights. They're down 9. I think they have a comeback in them for sure. Chance for the International School, and it works well for number 11 at that outside hitting position with Sam Dimitra, the sophomore. Substitution coming in for the Huskies was number 9. You can see on your screen Ian Heston, the sophomore, back to serve. Number 11 is Sam Dimitra, who just was responsible for that last point. Nice going low, though, for Ian Fitzgerald. Kangas gets it back over. Now the Huskies. The nice set right on the mark. Back row, saved by Fitzgerald. Now it's tapped over. Now for the Huskies. Another good sit off the mark. Point Red Knights. And they're starting to creep back there within 9. And some of the home crowd, they're starting to feel it. They're starting to send that spirit of momentum onto the Red Knights team. And now back to serve for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Olin Ron. Nice back row serve. You want to get him deep. Kangas, beautiful bump by him. Great set. Fitzgerald mistimed his jump. That was a great bunt and set. Set was by Zach Kidd. 17-7, so Red Knights running out of time. And you know, it's not really actual time, it's the points. They're almost like time because there is a 25-point mark they're going to. And so, as I like to explain, they're 8 points from the victory are the International School Minnesota Chesterton, but the Red Knights now are again within 9. But the Huskies only need 8. So it's going to be a tall order for the Red Knights to get that 2-0 lead in the best of 5. But let's see, it's a streaky game. Kangas gets that in. Kangas gets the bump. The set by Kidd to the near side, and the kill shot took a little something off it. Now a chance for Bush. We know how good of a server he is, and just got it over was Fitzgerald, and it worked out well for number 20. And now it's 17-9. And they're trying to find some momentum as they dig deep here late in game 2. Kangas back to serve. Jump serve, back row, played by number 11. That was, no, I don't know who that number was. I didn't quite see it. Now tipped over, and it's in. The linesman called the back line. It was close. Let's see what the replay reveals. Boy, a little too quick. I think it may have caught the back line and not anything to overturn. 17-7. Red Knights coming back. Kangas, back row. That's not a good set. And into the net. And that's what happened. It kind of drew his momentum into the net. And that was a violation. 17-11. And Kangas now, clearly a leader on this team, emotionally, for sure. Bring in the energy. And now they're going to save it. And I think they're going to. Oh, go see. Look at that. You know, that was the most stark example of where that overhang is a problem. But the point went to the Red Knights nevertheless. You got to play in the arena that you're in. Everyone plays by the same rules and the same construction. And the Red Knights now are within 5 as we look at the bench of the International School Minnesota Chesterton, and that is Coach John Norton talking to his team. And I don't know if he needs to say anything. They've been stuck at 17 here for a while. And much like the Red Knights, I doubt many of these kids have played formal volleyball. Maybe, though, Derek Bush clearly has. And he has had training. And other states, I don't know, I haven't done a survey, have had boys organized volleyball. So if you're a kid, like many kids are, that their parents get, I don't know what his story is, but you know, you get a job in another state, you come from a place where boys volleyball has been part of the mainstream sports athletic scene since you're a kid. He's been playing for forever, and then he comes to Minnesota where it's brand new. All right, now Kangas. Bringing him back. Wow, great start for number 2. Leo Kangas, the senior, willing them back. Now he's got them within 4 at home. Look at his concentration. That's good stuff right there. Gets it in. Well done. Now Bush. Derek Bush played that well. Didn't go. Yep, he looked at his, did you see him point his head? Look at, look at out of the corner of your eye. Peripheral vision is so critical in volleyball. You can just feel it. You see that soft spot, and you can just let your body bring the ball where it needs to go, and that's Derek Bush right there. Big point, though, for the international school, and then they sail the serve. 18-14, 4-point differential. Now we've got a match here in game 2 as the Red Knights are coming back steadily. Now Zach Kidd, the sophomore, back to serve. Gets it in. Now to Derek Bush. Kangas saved it. Maybe the best play of the night for the Red Knights on Kangas's left-hand serve into that net again. And it's all fair game. Nice job by Fitzgerald to adapt. Out of bounds, off the I-beam, more. Oh my goodness, Kangas, are you kidding me? And the point. That is suitable for framing for that kid right there. Leo Kangas, put that in his highlight reel. You can show your kids that one someday. Yeah, big time. Good stuff. 18-15. Kangas playing out of his mind. I say that in a good way. Oh, they called that in. It was awful close. Becker, oh, he's wondering about it. Let's get this replay. Boy, hard to tell. We were a little blocked there by number 13, Olin Ron. All right, nevertheless, we play on. 19-15 in game 2. Red Knights, Kangas. Oh, Derek Bush brings it. Kangas answers. They couldn't quite get it over. And that's the 20th point, and now we are at the hour, aren't we? Red Knights down by 5. The International School of Minnesota Chesterton needs 5. Red Knights need to outscore them by 10, don't they? If my math is correct, and look at that! Number 10, the lefty. Benjamin Terry finds the corner wide open. Well-placed shot. That wasn't an accident, that is skill. 4 from a tie. And back to serve, Ian Fitzgerald, back row, nicely placed. Now to Derek Bush, he tips it again. Saved by Terry, they need to get it over. Kangas delivers. They live on in this point. Now the save, Derek Bush back and forth. Now Kidd to the near side, and he went for too much. Olin Ron. 21-16, 4 now. And Derek Bush, he went on a tear. I didn't count him up. I think he railed off at least 10 from the service line. Let it go long. Oh, Kangas answers. Kidd, chance. Bush there to deliver in the back, and the Red Knights shut him down, and look at him bent over there. We got that on our camera. That was the drama right there. He knew it. He needed to get on a roll to close this out, and it didn't happen. He didn't even get 1 point. In fact, he gave one to the Red Knights. He didn't. It was just well played by the Red Knights. Oh my goodness. 22-17. Now, the International School of Minnesota Chesterton. They came into this match 2-3. The Red Knights are 2-3. Out of bounds. Well played by Ian Fitzgerald. He ducked. And he and his coach, Michael Becker, are sharing a smile there. You know, it is a guess if you played any kind of sport where there's a back like tennis. You never know for sure. Red Knights, though, playing from behind, and now they're at 19. Don't go anywhere. I'll remind you, you're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. And now to serve once again, number 10, Benjamin Terry, deep in. Now they got to play defense, and a chance for the Red Knights with a good set. Kidd, front row, and the block, number 23. What a play by the International School Chesterton's Alvin Hu. I don't think I'm pronouncing his last name right. My apologies. HSU. Hugh, look at that. Big time by number 23 for the Huskies. Gives them 23 points. Now the back, Kangas leans in, Kidd tries to dink it over. Bush is there, out of bounds at the front row. The attempt by number 5, Andrew Sullivan. The freshman goes by the wayside. So the stage is set. The Huskies are 2 points from the victory in game 2. Back to serve, 3 points behind. Very little room for error now if you're a Red Knight fan. And oh my goodness, the serve by number 13, Olin Ron. And I'm wondering, you know, a lot of these kids, if they've played a lot of competitive sports, especially in this high-level atmosphere, you know, it's when games are, oh, it's in, he let it go. These are all learning experiences, and now game point, especially if you haven't played competitive sports. I don't know what these kids' backgrounds are. If they played other sports, they might be doing them, and now they're playing volleyball, and yeah, now they're playing, they have to learn, you learn how to win. All right, nice job. Over into the net, and too many hits, and they live on here in game 2 as they fight off game point number 1. Much like tennis, you know, they always count the match points won or lost. And now second game point for the Huskies, and Kangas gets the serve in, and a chance. Kangas again at the net. Oh, they get it back over. Kangas answers. Kidd, the set, the dink shot by the Red Knights. Now a chance. Derek Bush goes deep. And it went out of bounds, but it was touched by the Red Knights. That results in the 25th point for the International School of Minnesota Chesterton. They eke out game 2. We're tied at 1 apiece in this best of 5. We're coming back for game number 3. Join us in a minute.
The fighting was so intense, the medevac chopper was barely able to land. In the hospital, I was given a 5% chance to live. It's a good thing math wasn't my best subject. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I talk to kids about dealing with life's struggles. I tell them, with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
I know that some struggles are big and some are small, but they're all struggles, and you have to learn to get through them. With support from DAV, more veterans like me can live their best life. And as a new father, I have one more reason to keep on keeping on. My victory is being there for the next generation.
Adam Alexander, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. We are bringing you boys varsity volleyball, and right now we are tied at 1 apiece between the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's and the Huskies of the International School of Minnesota Chesterton. And what a great match we've had so far. We're tied at 1. The Red Knights dominated game 1, but the Huskies dominated game 2, and then they almost let it get away from them as the Red Knights came back to make it close. 25-23 they lost. But the story in game 2 was number 14, Derek Bush, the sophomore. He had an unbelievable run from the service line that really was responsible for them winning that. And now we're tied at 1 in the best of 5, and to serve in the back row was Zach Kidd, and Kangas does a dive. He's having a great night, by the way, this guy. And now Derek Bush. Oh, I thought he carried it a little bit. And that went out of bounds off the Red Knights. So, point. And back to serve is Andrew Sullivan, the freshman, with a 1-point lead here in game 2. Highly competitive, these two schools. At the net, now Kidd. No one there except for Fitzgerald. He found it. And a chance on the kill shot. Kangas saves it. Nice job to get it to Kidd. And the kill shot, that's how you draw it up. Put that one in the highlight reel, boys. That was well played. Kangas to Kidd to number 10, Benjamin Terry, right there. Timed it just perfectly on the way down, caught the net cord. Well executed. We're tied at 1 here early in game 3. Now Derek Bush, and that's in. He's got the range. Very dangerous player. Number 14, right there on the left part of your screen. Well, he's actually the right part of your screen, but to the left of the net. And now back to serve. And I thought that was interesting. There's number 5 with the little between the legs dribble. He's clearly was a basketball player, Andrew Sullivan. And they get that point, and now they're up 3-1. So a good start here for the International School of Minnesota. Chesterton. They're the Huskies. Back row, Kangas. He's been stellar back there, absorbing all those serves. But they're unable to convert, so much like the beginning of game number 2, you have the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton, off to a good start. The opposite was true in game 1, which the Red Knights won handily. Now to the near side, Ron, blocked at the net. Ron delivers the response at the net. Great vertical leap, much like basketball, right? Getting a rebound. And he had already done that, and boy, that was great vertical leap there by number 13, Olin Ron. And now back to serve, who was that? Struy, number 1. Nice bump on the back row by Fitzgerald at the net. They have to tip it, still alive. Everything legal so far. Now Bush, he's got to tip it. There's Kidd. Fitzgerald, Terry delivers off the far side. Now Bush will play defense to the back row. Kidd, oh, he had no one to deliver it to. He was trying to just keep it alive, and there was no one close enough to respond to that, and the point will fall to the floor. And the Huskies are up 5-2, and Derek Bush back to serve. Oh, we got an infraction. And I wonder, I don't know what that was. I do need to do a better job brushing up on the hand signals by the referees. It looked to me, it appeared that Bush was over the line when he leapt to serve, and I think it was what do they call that in tennis, a foot fault? Not sure that's what it was, or maybe someone in the front row was in the neutral zone. Only those two things come to mind. Meanwhile, the Red Knights get that point, and here it was. And there is Olin Ron playing well on that front row of late, and just out. It was close. Benjamin Terry going for those lines gives the 6th point to the International School Chesterton Huskies, and back to serve for them is Elias Taylor. And that ball is in. Very few unforced errors by either team. Ball at the net, and that kill shot attempt by number 23 for the Huskies. Alvin Sue went wide left. Kangas now back to serve. His team down by 1, and this is highly competitive. Nope, they're going to give it up to Ron. Olin Ron, he'll serve next, the sophomore. 6-5 our score. Back row. Now Bush. Ron. Kangas will have to play defense, but he places it well. There's Bush with the bump. Now the set to the near side. Great kill shot by number 11, Sam Dimitruk, the sophomore outside hitter. You know, he's not the tallest kid out there, you know, just from an eyeballs point of view where I'm located in the stands, but you don't have to be tall to be great at kill shots at the net, and he proved it right there. He's probably taller than I think, so I don't mean any disrespect. Into that netting again. Good grief. Now Bush, he's got the time. It was stopped momentarily by number 6, Jackson Jacoby. No one there behind him, though. He did his job. He shouldn't feel bad about that. I know he wanted a block, but he did put the brakes on it, and usually there might be someone right behind him to save him, like Kangas, just like that. He did his job, and there's a beautiful kill shot by Ian Fitzgerald. And that gives the Red Knights their 6 points, so we're really much closer here in game 2. Right there, well timed. It's all about the jump, isn't it? And the timing. So many complexities when it comes to scoring in volleyball. And there's a great serve by Kangas, number 2. And he's got them within 1 here, 8-7. Game 3, there's gonna be a game 4 for sure. You gotta win by 2, best of 5. Kangas, back row. He's been steady all night. Front row, well played by number 7, Cameron Lee. Back row for the Huskies. And a chance for the Red Knights, and it falls out. Cameron Lee thought he had an opening there, and he couldn't quite control it. Right here. Went for that far, oh wow, it didn't hit the line. We don't have the best angle, but that woman with the red flag in the corner, she does. Yeah, all right. Back to serve, 23. Alvin Sue into the net, unforced error, point Red Knights, and they get the serve, and back to do the honors is gonna be number 9, Zach Kidd. Trying to get 9th point by number 9. And that goes back row. They gotta play defense, and I think they will, and it goes out of bounds. Point for Kidd, and they've tied it up. And they have not, the Red Knights I'm speaking of, have not had a lead since game 1. They've been down all game 2. Big serve by Kidd. That was a great looking serve. Now Kidd with the one hand, Zahn, and the dink shot, well played by Ian Fitzgerald. Great instincts by number 20, right? Seriously, great instincts. It is a feel, he just felt it. And your peripheral vision, you just see it. Wow, that is in. Are you kidding me? Zach Kidd showing some great skill on the serve. Had some top spin heat on that service game right there. As he goes back, gets in the routine. It's kind of like free throws. That was what I grew up. You wanted to do it the same way every time. Wow, put some pace on that, and now the international school, are they gonna save it? They are. Kangas, well played. Blocked at the net by Bush. He's gonna come back for the set. Here he comes back, Bush delivers. Did you see him? He saved it. He did a little pirouette, came back around, and they served him up big time. See him come back? That was all orchestrated. Well done by the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton. The Huskies back to serve for them. Number 5, Andrew Sullivan, back row, Kangas. Boy, he's just been great back there. Now from the back row, they go deep, and it's in. Oh my goodness. That's a big time shot from the back row for the Huskies. Right inside the line. This is good volleyball here, folks. On ParkTV 16 Sports, streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. All right, now the set by Kidd and Terry. Oh, he's celebrating a little early. They got to do some more work to do. Kidd delivers again. Didn't get enough on it, but there was an infraction at the net on Bush. You can see the net was shaking. And now the Red Knights have their first lead since game 1. It's been a while, and we're midway through game 3 now, and there is number 20, Ian Fitzgerald. Wastes no time, gets that serve off. Now Bush turns, didn't have a great position to do anything really with it, and a chance for the Red Knights. Ron goes long. The reach out on the back row results in the 13th point for the Red Knights, and now they're up by 2 and seemingly in the driver's seat. Ian Fitzgerald again from the middle. Flat serve. Bush though, I thought he carried it. Yeah, they did. They called it carrying. I've been seeing that, and that's the first time I've seen it called. And that is much like my background, basketball. You can carry the ball. Very similar rule. All right, now, oh, well played by that young man right there. Went low, out of bounds. All right, I got to get his number. Number 10 for the Huskies. That was Elias Taylor. And that was after Elias Taylor saved it, and the kill shot went by. Oh, they gave the point to the Red Knights. I didn't see why. All right, it was tipped. Okay, 15-11. And now Fitzgerald, they're putting in a timeout signaled by Coach John Norton right there. And the Red Knights have found, and now they've got their own little gymnastic cheer, don't they? And that'll give us a chance. There it is, the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton. Never heard of them before. Definitely gonna Google them when I get home. And there is their schedule in the inaugural sanctioned year for high school boys volleyball. So coming up, look at that, a lot of road games. They are located in Eden Prairie, this school, Chesterton. So they'll be going to De La Salle in downtown Minneapolis, just across, right on the shore of Mississippi River. Then Robbinsdale Armstrong, the western suburbs, Mung Academy, Robbinsdale Cooper, and you can read the rest there. St. Paul Humboldt, that'll be a jaunt to the east, rockin' east side of St. Paul. All right, now timeout over with. 16-11 our score here in Game 3. Red Knights down 9 points from the victory in Game 3. Pivotal game here, as it is in any 5-game series, whether it be an ALCS or a divisional, what have you. Blocked at the net by Ron. Wow, well played by 13 Ron. Gave the Red Knights a chance. Ron tries to complete the point, but it sails it long. Point to the Huskies, 16-12. Red Knights 9 points from the victory in Game 3. Back to serve for the International School Chesterton. Number 5, Andrew Sullivan gets it to the deep row. Kangas. And Ron, this time he gets that in. He found the range, and it worked out well for Ron and the Red Knights. Big point, 17-12. Now Kangas will have a seat. I don't see him sit down very often, but you can see him in your right corner. Now in to serve is Cameron Lee, the junior captain. Back row. Derek Bush blocked at the net. Huskies in trouble. Bush sends it long and sails out of bounds. Point Red Knights, that's 2 consecutive points. More importantly, if you're a Red Knights fan, there's 7 points from the victory at 25. Back to serve, Cameron Lee again. Well-placed serve, forced the Huskies to play defense, and now a chance with a good set. Kill shot attempt, and it was a great set by Terry this time to number 6. Jackson Jacoby, the freshman, gives the Red Knights their 3rd consecutive point at 19. And back to serve again is number 7, Cameron Lee. And another timeout taken by John Norton, his 2nd consecutive timeout in the last couple of minutes. He senses his team is on the brink. And if you're the Red Knights, that would give me psychological momentum. And it's kind of quiet here. This is great volleyball stuff. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us as we look at Coach Michael Becker. And there is the home crowd on a holiday weekend at Benilde-St. Margaret's out to support. Look at the smiles. This is great entertainment. You don't have to have a kid to enjoy this match at all. I find it highly entertaining, great competitive stuff here. And we're just midway or nearing the end of Game 3 of this best of 5 in a highly competitive match. And there's Cameron Lee, the junior captain. And he is on a roll from the service line, this young guy. And now we'll see if the timeout puts the cooler impact on him. That's what they were hoping, and they got it. Great timeout by Coach John Norton. Stops the bleeding, and now here is, look at that. And I mentioned how well this guy, look at how well he can jump. He is not anywhere near the tallest guy out there, but he can sky number 11, Dimitrik. But here's a kid that can serve, Bush, and he had his way in game 2, but so far the Red Knights have neutralized him, and now they're trying to do it again. Kangas back to Terry, and he delivers, and Derek Bush gets 0 points on his serve for the second consecutive time in game 3, and that is huge for the Red Knights. As he tries to flail at that in the back row. He's a heck of a player, Derek Bush, but the Red Knights found an answer after he pretty much, forgive the term, destroyed them with the serve in the middle of game 2, which led to their victory. All right, now the Red Knights closing in on the victory in game 3. They're 5 points from the victory. Huskies looking for an answer. Look at Kangas. Boys, he played well, blocking all those powerful kill shots by the Huskies. Point, though, to the International School of Minnesota Chesterton, and back to serve for them is number 10, Elias Taylor, the freshman. Fitzgerald, now Ron. Chance for, oh, he barely got it over. That was 23, Hugh. Now Kidd, oh, the back row, he was off balance, into the net it went. Gives the 15th point to the Huskies, and back to serve again is Elias Taylor. Still a long road for the Huskies. They're 10 from victory, and the Red Knights are 5. So that's like what? Playing the 10 and spotting the other team 5. So the Huskies have to outscore them 2-1 to get back in this, and they're gonna start doing it. That brings them within 4. And back to serve for the 3rd consecutive point for the International School of Minnesota Chesterton. Again, number 10, Elias Taylor. Just a freshman out there. Nice dive at the net. Point, Huskies. And now they're starting to feel the momentum. And I was going to say timeout for Michael Becker. And yes, it is. Timeout for Michael Becker. And there is the cheer. I don't know what they're saying. I might have to find out that at some point. But that's something that the girls don't do. They have their own gymnastics or their own little cheerleading, but not really. I've seen it in basketball, not so much in girls volleyball, but the boys, both teams, they have their little cheer, their group cheer. And I think it's a good thing as we see the official talking to the scorers table in the front there. And our score, 20-17, tied at 1 in this best of 5. And this is a closely competitive game here, 20-17. Again, both teams came in 2 and 3. And they're very evenly matched, which creates great sports entertainment. Twins aren't playing tonight. Wolves aren't playing tonight. Wild aren't playing tonight. This is the place to find sports, right here on ParkTV 16 Sports, and it's highly entertaining. Glad you're with us. All right, now back to serve following the timeout by Coach Michael Becker. His team, 5 points from the victory and a 2-1 lead in the best of 5. And the serve again by Elias Taylor, and that sails out of bounds. And now the Huskies are within 2 on the road. All the way from Eden Prairie. Trying to come back, and Elias Taylor is on a roll. This, I think, I'm not keeping exact. There's Kangas now. There's a little bit of delay over there, working the ref. Good for him. Just missed that. Now Taylor. Now Kangas came over to talk to Michael Becker. He's coming over. He is definitely willing his team on, showing great leadership. Love it. All right, Ron saves the point. Chance for the Huskies with a good set. Oh, and he's been good there all night long on that far corner. And it sailed long on number 11, and he does. That's Sam Dimitrik. He was like, my bad. Boy, the adrenaline gets up, you get a set, and you know, hitting the ball too hard, just like anything in sports, golf, tennis, if you want to hit it in the sweet spot more than hit it too hard. And at the net, that was a bad set into the net, and the Red Knights now at point 22. 5-point lead with 3 to go. Back to serve, number 13, the sophomore, Olin Ron, trying to close it out here. There's the set, into the net, blocked at the net. He was into the net, was number 6, Jacoby. Gives the point, or no, the point went against the Huskies. I thought that call was on the Red Knights in the net. So it was the opposite. Or did they replay? Not sure what happened there. Tip by Kidd. Oh, well played by number 5, Andrew Sullivan. He saw it out of his peripheral vision. There was a hole in the middle, and yep, caught him off guard. Big part of volleyball is that sort of deception. All right, now checking in Hugh, number 23, back to serve, number 11, there he is, Sam Dimitrick. Felt like he just served a few minutes ago. He's been effective. His team, though, 6 points from the victory. Meanwhile, the Red Knights just 2. Odds favor the Red Knights no matter what. But they've got to execute, and boy, did they execute right there. They got a nice bump and a set to Ian Fitzgerald, the senior. And now the Red Knights with Kangas, their leader, the captain, obviously their emotional leader, back to serve to close this out at 24-19. Back row, defense, they gotta play defense, and a chance for the Red Knights with a good bump and set right here. That was Cameron Lee, couldn't get much on it. Chance though for the Huskies, and they took advantage, didn't they? Number 5 from that outside hitter, left side position was number 5, Andrew Sullivan. And the Huskies live on here. And now game point number 2. And now a substitution checking in, number 0, that's Leo Tao, also a freshman from the middle of the court to stay in the game, not the match. Kill shot, troubles for the Huskies. Can they save it? Tao does. Now 7, Lee. Diving attempt, can they save it? No, they cannot. That's the 25th point for the Red Knights. They win game 2. They lead the best of 5, 2-1. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Come on back for game number 4.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you could save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. And just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. We are bringing you tonight boys varsity volleyball featuring, there it is on your screen, the International School of Minnesota, Chesterton, out of the suburb of Eden Prairie. Relatively new school, I think. And they won game 2. They were tied at 1 apiece after that, and the Red Knights won game 3. Looking to close it out here at home for their 3rd consecutive victory after losing their first 3 of their inaugural season, and they are playing well here. Meanwhile, the International School of Minnesota Chesterton, they're also 2-3 coming into this match. They won their first, then lost 3 in a row, and then beat De La Salle 3-1 just yesterday on Wednesday, April 16th. Today is April 17th, 2025, and now we're about to begin. And there is a bit of a holdup. You can see on the right side of your screen, both the officials there, right there, they're talking. Meanwhile, the teams are out. There was a 2-minute break. So I'm not sure what they're talking about, to be quite honest. I don't know. They're talking about dinner plans later. I don't know. But we're ready to go here, aren't we, Paul, at ParkTV 16 Sports? It's a great match. Let's keep the momentum going. Not sure what they're talking about. Doesn't seem urgent. Seems like a conversation. I'm not going to do the play-by-play of the officials' conversation here. It's funny. But there they are. And we're all ready to go here on a Thursday night at 8:20. And we might have 2 full more games going, but all right. Got that figured out. Let's go. Oh. Now he's got to talk to Coach. That's Ken Norton. I think there was a famous boxer named Ken Norton, wasn't there? Back in the 70s, Norton. All right, well, they're looking at maybe the rosters. Something important, though, apparently. Is there a roster? You know, one of the things I remember, I mean, I played organized sports, baseball, basketball, football, all the way from 3rd grade through high school. You know, I don't know, sometimes there was a challenge whether a player was eligible or not. That's kind of what this feels like. Like he's taking roll call. I'm not sure here. All right. Looks like we got it straightened out. And there's that head official. He's still making sure here. Still talking. All right, more discussion. I'm at a loss. All right. There's the substitution. I'm not sure what the rules are that support what all of this is, but I'm guessing it's legit. I just never seen it. I've done almost 100 girls volleyball games. I've never seen anything like this, and we're still talking about it. And it's a school night. Well, maybe not. It's Easter holiday weekend, Holy Thursday for the Catholics tonight. All right, we're about to begin. And for the International School of Minnesota Chesterton, back to serve, number 5. We're ready to get going here in game 4. 2-1, Red Knights win the best of 5. And we're underway finally in game 4. And the serve by number 5, Andrew Sullivan, into the net. Point Red Knights. They're looking to close it out here in 4. And back to serve, number 9. Zach Kidd, he's played well tonight. Back row, well done. Great serve by Kidd. 2-0 Red Knights. And the question I have is, can they have a dominating performance here in game 4, close out this best of 5? All right, jump serve by Kidd. Another one. Trouble handling in the back row. Play defense. Kangas with the one. Now at the net. No one there. Point to the Huskies. 2-1. Both games 2 and 3 were highly competitive. The Red Knights dominated in game 1. They're looking to find that form here in game 4 to close it out. And that was a great serve by that kid right there for the Huskies. Look at the cheer, I love it. Number 12 though, that was Alex Chen. Haven't called his name all night, but that was a big time serve. Let's see if he's got another one in him. Back row, Kangas had to go low for that. Terry with the left hand, back row. Huskies scrambling, point Red Knights, 3-2. And the serve. And to do the honors is number 20, Ian Fitzgerald, the senior. Looks to Becker, his coach. He coaches the girls as well. All right, Kangas to the front row, to the near side run, into the net it went. Tied at 3 in game 3. And now here is Derek Bush. If you were with us earlier, or even if you weren't, go back and watch game 2. This kid, at least 10 serves in a row, and then the Red Knights neutralized him in game 3. He had no points, and there, that one's in. What? They gave the point, yeah, to the Huskies, as they should. I don't know if there was an infraction, but that was a great serve. This is what we saw in game 2 from him. And that he was on the mark there, so that's 1 for him. He can rattle them off. Back row, Kangas able to answer. Good set, Cameron Lee. Bush with the back row bump. Kill shot, Ron had to play defense. Nice job keeping his body out of the way, and now an illegal hit on the back row against the Red Knights gives Derek Bush his 2nd consecutive service point. And he has his team up by 2. He is a difference maker, this guy right here. Back row, Kangas. It's like him against Kangas. And they save it. That neutralized Bush, and they only limit him to 2 points on his service game, and that's a victory for the Red Knights, for sure. Now back to serve, just down 1, is number 7, Cameron Lee, the junior captain, from the middle of the service line. Nice flat foot serve, Bush with the bump, near side, kill shot, wow. That was a great set, and it was right in the wheelhouse for number 10, Elias Taylor. This time from the outside position on the right side. Most of the kill shots. And here's a here you go Huskies cheer led by Derek Bush. Much like Kangas is the emotional leader of these Red Knights, also Derek Bush for the Huskies from what I've observed. All right, good set by Kidd. Good kill shot by Ron. Also great defense by Bush on the back row. Nice save by Fitzgerald. Kidd saves it. Now a chance for the Huskies with a good set, and they weren't able to execute that. Now to Terry with a good set, and he makes it go down. And that came from Kangas, and he knows it. Look at that. Big time synergy. Boy, that set by Kangas was right where it needed to be for Terry especially. All right, now 6-5, Red Knights down by 1. Terry back to serve. Usually when you get the kill shot, you can do well in the serve, and that one goes wide left, unforced error. And that is one of the key statistics in volleyball, like a lot of sports, but unforced errors. It's like missed free throws in basketball, so you can get it in. But it's the human condition, easier said than done. And that one goes long on the Huskies, so they give it right back to the Red Knights, who are now still down 1. And now checking in for the first time in the foreground. There you see him, number 15. No, I thought he was gonna check in, but he went to get a towel. My fault, my mistake. All right, meanwhile, Huskies, that was off the mark. Chance for the Red Knights with a good bump. They didn't get it. Now they're in defense. And a chance as it goes long by number 6, Jackson Jacoby. The Red Knights were in trouble in that, and they tried to bail themselves out, and they almost did, but they couldn't, and that gives a 2-point advantage to that man right there, number 9, Ian Heston. Back row serve, and the Red Knights struggle with it. And that gives the Huskies their 3-point lead. And a timeout taken by the Red Knights. Michael Becker does not want the deficit to get bigger than this. Rather than wait for a larger one, he calls timeout right now. As we look at the Huskies bench, and there's Coach John Norton in the gray sweats with the red top. He's their leader. And, you know, both these teams, which is the most important thing, they're having a lot of fun out there, and both these teams are playing really good volleyball. And I think I've misspoken. I just put my glasses on, and number 9, Ian Heston, I think I've confused him with number 5 occasionally. If I have, my apologies, but back to serve, number 9, Ian Heston. Number 5, of course, is Andrew Sullivan, but that's Ian Heston, and he's going to go for another point on his service game, following the timeout by Coach Michael Becker for the Red Knights, trying to obviously stop the momentum. Let's see if it works out. Back row, Fitzgerald. Little trouble controlling it, but a chance ahead for Jacoby. Gets it to the row, now to Bush, look out. He didn't go for the big shot, but his dink shot worked. And a diving Terry couldn't come up with it. And now another opportunity on the service line for number 9, Ian Heston, sophomore outside hitter. Has his team up by 4 now. That one goes long, but it was going to be in. Kangas played it near side, a little off the mark. Nothing that Fitzgerald could do with that at the front of the net. Results in another point. Or did they call? Oh, they called a violation at the net on the Huskies. So the Red Knights catch a break, and they're within 3. And back to serve, Leo Kangas, the senior captain. Good serve in. Tao tries to handle it. Bush saves it. Back row to Ron. Now to Kidd. Fitzgerald delivers it. A nice save on the back row by Elias Taylor for the Huskies. Now Ron on the back row to the front. Lee finds the pace on it. He took a little bit off of it, much like an off-speed pitcher. Number 7, the tall guy up front, comes through with the Red Knights' 8th point right there. Took a little bit off of it, didn't he? Found that soft zone, and Leo Tao, number 0 for the Huskies, couldn't quite get there in time despite the valiant effort. Now back row, no one home, and now they got to play defense, and that means an opportunity for the Red Knights with a good set right here. And it was a little off the mark. Fitzgerald a little far from the net. Hard to do a kill shot, almost no man's land where he was positioned. And that will give the serve back to the International School of Minnesota Chesterton's Huskies, number 5, Andrew Sullivan. Maintaining a 3-point lead at 11-8. And out of bounds, point. Huskies up 4. This match now extending. We're at an hour and a half. This is so much like tennis, isn't it? 5-set match. Could be in the offing if the Huskies can keep the lead and win. At the net, saved off the net. Kangas, ball still alive. Almost like Volleyball. Playing off the accoutrements around the arena here. Volleyball, that was a sport when racquetball was very popular in the 80s. They put a net in a racquetball court, and we would play volleyball, and you could use the side walls. And that's what made me think of that, is that ball sails long on the Huskies. You could bounce it off the side of the wall, use those angles. And here with the I-beams and the net, you can, use it to your advantage, I suppose. You can start to think about ways of hitting it in there on purpose for strategic reasons. I don't know if that would be a good thing, but something to think about as the Huskies get that point. Kind of like in a baseball park, there's different caroms, different kind of wall. You got the Green Monster in Boston, different dimensions. You play the game differently in different arenas. All right, now Terry back row. It sails just a little bit long. And now the Huskies are kind of in the driver's seat here in game 4. They're up by 6 with 10 to go. Red Knights are gonna have to get on a roll here to get back into this one to avoid a game 5. Nice job by Fitzgerald as he comes to the position in the front row. Now Bush delivers, and that is way off the ceiling and the rafters, and just the power of Derek Bush. Too much to handle. And now another timeout taken by Coach Michael Becker. His team down 7, and the Huskies have 9 to go here to even up the best of 5 at 4, and it appears that is going to be the likelihood unless the Red Knights can find a way to get on a roll. And now we'll look at the Metro West Conference. The first thing to notice is who are the schools, right? So Southwest Christian has their own school. They're 0-2. I'm going to go from the bottom up. The Red Knights, of course, they haven't had any conference matchups. Not quite yet. Then Mound, Westonka, Orono, Waconia. So more recruiting than Chaska-Chan has in his combined. Bloomington Jefferson is sufficient. New Prague way down in the south. Plenty of volleyball players to field a team. Jefferson, though, with the best overall record at 4-2. Followed by Mound, Westonka, Orono. They're 2-2, 500. Then the Red Knights close by. So anybody's match here to win the conference championship in the very first inaugural year. And now following the timeout, back to serve, number 12 for the International School of Minnesota Chesterton is Alex Chen, the freshman. Gets it in. Kidd now to the near side. Terry goes to the back row, and he finds Paydirt, and a great timeout. You know, if you're a coach and you take a timeout and things go your way right afterwards, it's got to feel good. Absolutely. And a great timeout from Michael Becker. But the Red Knights need to follow it up with some good play here now to get back in this. Kangas, boy, he's been great in that back row. Run! Delivers! His best shot of the night. Comes at a great time. He had the top spin heat. That's the spin, and the ball just hooks down, right? Bend it like Beckham, except you bend it down right inside. That's got to feel good, doesn't it? And it's 11-16. Good serve by Fitzgerald. Defense, Kangas to Kidd. This is the recipe, and the block at the net by number 10 for the Huskies, Elias Taylor, along with number 14, the big, tall Derek Bush. Let's see who got it. Boy, I'm not sure it wasn't the shorter Elias Taylor, but they were both there. They both deserve credit as they stop the momentum of the Red Knights, and back to serve the dangerous Derek Bush. Big time. Kangas is answering him. They've got him down now, the Red Knights. Yeah, and Derek Bush, there you showed the frustration there. And number 2, Kangas, he has answered him ever since that run by Bush in game 2. Kangas has been back there, and he'll take a well-deserved rest on the bench as the ball now will end up in the hands of number 7, Cameron Lee. Back row, Bush. Red Knights trying to close the gap here midway through game 4. And they get that point. 17-13 now. Huskies 7 from the match, from game 4, tying up. Still a long road for the Red Knights as they're running out of time. There's Ron, nice bump. Good set by Kidd to Terry, goes to the back row. Bush with the bump. The set by number 5, Sullivan, the kill shot. Lee with the answer, but he couldn't control it well enough as it sails out of bounds, wide right. point to the Huskies, and the serve will now belong to number 10 right there in the left hand of your screen, Elias Taylor. Exciting volleyball here. And boy, into the net, and a break for the Red Knights there. That's a gift. There's Kangas now urging on his teammate, number 10, Benjamin Terry. Still 4 points from just tying it up. Terry, back row. Bush had to go deep and low for a tall kid. That was big for him. Now Kangas. Kid goes for the dink shot. He was in the net with his right shoulder. Yes, he was. He pleads. He's not going to win it. There's no appeals court in the middle of action here, and it did appear to me out of the corner of my eye, he may have been a little bit in the neutral zone. Body control is a big deal in volleyball, especially when you're around the net. All right, now Ron delivers. Back to answer was the back row for the Huskies. Now Kidd to Jacoby. Kangas is going to give it back to Kidd, and this time he chooses Zahn. Ron gets it to go. That was really great work by Zach Kidd, right? He is really the point guard of this offense, and he is really playing well. Tried Jacoby, came back, gave Ron a chance. That's really heady stuff by Kidd. Meanwhile, the Huskies get their 20th point, and things are looking good if you're a Huskies fan. They're 5 from the victory in Game 4 with a 5-point lead. That means the Red Knights, they've got to outscore them 2-1 just to tie it up at the buzzer here. And the buzzer is the points, right? That's the timing. Kangas now plays it over. Now the set to the big Bush. Nice block at the net, but he's in the net. That is something the Red Knights, I think, need to work on. It's starting to cost them here more often than not, is they are grazing that net, and you've really got to learn to stay away from it. I don't know if there's drills for that. All right. Wow! Fitzgerald, he's not done yet here in Game 4. Big time ace kill shot at the front row, and the set again. The set is more the reason why these kill shots work. Everyone's capable of hitting it, but the ball needs to be in the right spot, and that's the key. And an unforced error late, that does not bode well if you're a Red Knight fan, unfortunately, especially with the Huskies 3 points from the victory in Game 5, as they are clearly in the driver's seat in Game 4. Cameron Lee gets it over, set by, Andrew Sullivan. No one home where he thought they would be. Still, though, the Huskies, all it's going to take is 3 mistakes from the Red Knights to win Game 4. They really don't have to do anything spectacular except just play volleyball, basic. They don't have to win it. Kangas now, Kidd. They've got that down, don't they? And there is the kill shot by Terry. They're within 4 with 3 to go. But Kangas and Terry, they are truly the motor here. And they are the tandem, and they have figured that out, haven't they? And there is Kidd from the service line. Sullivan. The dink shot, and unable to save it was Terry. 23 points now. And back to serve to try to close it out. Number 12, Alex Chen. Fitzgerald. Over to Terry, finds the soft part of the zone. Was he in the net? The referees are talking about it. I don't know where the point's going. Oh, now the referees are going to talk about it. There's a disagreement here. At somewhat of a critical stage. I mean, it's not 23-22. The overwhelming odds are that the Huskies are going to win this regardless. But, oh, yeah. The referee on the near side, I think, wanted the Huskies to have that point, and the referee on the far side, I think, talked him out of it. And so the Red Knights get their 19th point. They're down 4 with 2 to go. Back to serve, Ian Fitzgerald. Into the net, oh my goodness. Frustrating. Now it's game point in game 4. And their ace, number 14, is back to serve, but they neutralized him all night long except for game 2 into the net. And Bush has been neutralized by these Red Knights as they stave off game point number 1 in game 4. And back to serve, number 7, Cameron Lee, the junior captain. Can he reel off 4 in a row? 5 in a row to win this and take the match. Long, that's 1. 24-21. Now it's getting interesting. Of course, the Red Knights have to play perfect, right? They can't have any mistakes. But they're only 3 from tying it up. I think you got to win by 2. Oh, that was going out. And Bush able to save it. Fitzgerald. Zon. Back row. And the Huskies save it. This is game point number 2 to the near side. Terry goes for it, and it's out of bounds. Point and game 4 to the Huskies. And I looked at Coach Ken Norton. He did wipe his hand across his brow, and his team gets game number 4. So we're after 4. We're tied at 2 apiece. Come on back to ParkTV 16 Sports for game number 5.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains. And if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at the beautiful school of Benilde-St. Margaret in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, bringing you boys varsity volleyball in the inaugural season. And we've got a great match here between the International School of Minnesota Chesterton and the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. Both teams come into this inaugural season 2-3, and we are tied at 2 games apiece. You can see the scores. It's been exciting volleyball, and now the Red Knights are trying to eke out their 3rd consecutive win to even their record at 500. Some of the fans are on their feet. They realize the enormity of this match just because they can go to 500, and it's been great volleyball, and the fans on their feet right there are reflecting that. Obviously, they're mostly or probably exclusively the parents. However, it's great volleyball, and if you're just joining us, you're going to be in for a great game 5 here. There's Coach Michael Becker in the foreground. And now we've got the referee here. He's got some things he needs to discuss. This has been a pattern here that I've never seen before. All right, so I don't understand why players go out there and there's Kangas, huh? Love the leadership qualities. All right, they're gonna get the serve first, and back to do the honors to start this out is Zach Kidd. And regardless of the stature of this game, we can judge that all you want. Both these teams want to win, and they're both really good, and that makes this a great match to watch. as that ball sails out of bounds. Point one to the Red Knights. They lost their 3 first matches in a row to start their inaugural season. They won 2 sets. They're looking for their 3rd consecutive. And they are in a tussle with a very good International School Minnesota Chesterton team. And they're off to a great start here in game 5, 2-0. And there is Zach Kidd going for his 3rd consecutive. And these kids want to win. The competitiveness is very apparent on both sides, and it's good stuff. All right, now the set by Sullivan, and out of bounds. And the Red Knights off to their best start in a game tonight, 3-0. And Zach Kidd, number 9, the sophomore, he's the point guard of this team. And he gets another serve in. He's got 4 in a row. Great start for the Red Knights. And a timeout early by Coach John Norton for the International School of Minnesota Huskies, Chesterton Huskies. And there he is. That's Coach Ken, excuse me, not Ken Norton, John Norton. And his players are listening intently. Yep, just a few words. The main point was to stop the momentum. Obvious choice for Coach John Norton. This is a decisive game 5. They're on the road. I don't know, do schools have school tomorrow? I don't think so. So this is before the long weekend on the holiday break. You know, staying up late. This match is nearing the 2-hour mark. Now, after the timeout, Zach Kidd gets it in. That part didn't work. Oh, nice diving save by Kidd. Now, Bush blocked at the net by Fitzgerald, still alive, and into the net. And that was Fitzgerald, number 20, at the net that made that point work right there. I mean, obviously it was a team effort, especially by that kid right there, number 9. Not only at the serve, he came up and got the first response, and then the ball ended up in front of Fitzgerald, and he made the point. 5-0. Great execution in a big game. Kangas, Kidd, Fitzgerald back throw. Well played. Now Kangas comes in to fill the hole. And, oh, Terry couldn't quite get it. The ball wasn't very high, though, in his defense. But 5-1 our score, and I'm not sure, Paul, but I know in girls volleyball, game 5, they only played a 15, and I think that is the case here as well. So they're not going to 25, and that sails long on the Huskies. And this is where mental toughness, learning how to be when the moment is big, right? You hear the term, are you big enough for the moment? It's all learning experiences for high school kids, for even adult kids. And there's a great match now coming up for the Red Knights at home, and they are dominating when they most need to. And now they are halfway home, as I believe they played a 15 here in game 5. Fitzgerald gets that in. Very few unforced errors tonight by either team at the service line. And Fitzgerald delivers there. 8-1 now. Dominating in game 5. They hold on and steamroll them. What a confidence booster. And Fitzgerald, there's that unforced error. But 8-2. Big time start for the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights here in game 5 as they try to even their record to 500 for the first time in their history as a sanctioned sport. Nice tip by Kidd. Now they're going to get it to Michael Bush. No, they go to the near side. Back row Kidd to Kangas. To the front row to Terry with the right hand. He's a lefty. He switched it up. He went ambidextrous, and he delivers that 9th point. And now substitution, Jacoby coming in for him. Watch this, he's a lefty. I think he went with his right here. He did. Switched it up. Gotta love the creativity at the front. Now Kangas. 6 from the victory now with a 7-point lead. Into the net, and I think there was a partial block as well by Cameron Lee and Terry. Now Kangas over to Terry. It's right there. We went with the right hand again. Begs the question, should he go right-handed all the time at the front? That is definitely a weapon now. Twice he scored points at the front line with the right hand. Timeout on the court by the Huskies and Coach John Norton. His team down 8 with 5 to go. And there's Coach Michael Becker. And this team is feeling it. And you just got to look at the facial expressions of Kangas. He really, truly is established himself as a leader out there. And there's Coach Michael Becker. And that is Coach John Norton. It's kind of a privilege just to watch this. I can't quite hear him. There's not a lot of people in the arena usually when it's more packed in other sports. But anybody that's played high school sports, it brings you back to when you were one of those kids in a huddle in some sport somewhere. I don't want to go back and relive my high school years, but I certainly miss those times being on a team. And now Kangas trying to close it out. 5 to go with an 8-point lead in game 5. Back row. That was the number 11, Dimitrik, and the timeout by Coach John Norton. You know, in all the sports, those timeouts are more effective than when they're not. And now this is it, right? This kid can score. He's been neutralized, but if he gets hot, he could get his team back in it with those big jump serves and into the net. That's big. Red Knights dodged a bullet with that kid, and that might be the end of it. Just psychologically, I think if you're a Huskies fan or a Huskies player, you needed to get on a roll, and he was the kid to do it, and it didn't work out. But the Red Knights need to close it out, and that is not going to do it either. This is where the mental toughness comes in, right? This is where you learn to win. Just like anything else. Sales, what do they say? ABC, always be closing. Got to close the game out. I don't care what sport it is. But this is part of the learning experience. Let's see if the Red Knights can close it out. Ron, nice shot there. Saved by Tao. Back row, Terry. No, it's Fitzgerald. Kangas saves the day. They live on. And into the net, I think we're the Red Knights. That's going to be the, oh no, they give the point to the Red Knights. 12 now. As it appeared in retrospect that the Huskies were into the neutral zone. And now the Red Knights are in the driver's seat. Out of bounds. 12-5, 3 from the victory. The Huskies got to score 10 before the Red Knights score 3 to win this match. Back to serve, number 11. I don't know what that was there. Maybe an illegal configuration by the Red Knights. So 6th point now to the Huskies. And it is not over till it's over, is it? Back to serve, number 11, Sam Dimitrik, the sophomore. Nice serve at the feet of the back row. That's where you want it. Red Knights save it, but a chance for a good set, and it was a perfect set from number 5, Andrew Sullivan, to number 9, Ian Heston. That set was in the wheelhouse. 12-7, don't go anywhere. Sam Dimitrik. And it is a raucous crowd, I gotta tell you. Illegal hit. 12-8. Timeout, Michael Becker and the Red Knights. Big group cheer by the Huskies. We've got a match on here. And it is 5 minutes. This match has gone on now for an hour and 55 minutes. And both these teams are looking for a theme. This is like West Side Story. It almost is like a gang rivalry here. This is a good rivalry. This is, you know, one of these teams is going to win and they'll play again. And this is the history they'll have. And I got to say, I've been thoroughly entertained. I hope you have too. It's been great volleyball action. Some really great volleyball skills on display. And you're watching a new sport bloom right before your eyes on ParkTV 16 Sports. No kidding. And it's good stuff. All these kids bring great enthusiasm. And here, look at it's just great. Where else would I rather be? Right here. All right, now 12-8. Back to serve, following the timeout to stop the momentum, this time by the Red Knights. They just need 3 unforced errors. That ball is in. Kangas, the play by Lee, number 9. No, Zach Kidd. Big time star tonight. Kangas comes over to give him congratulations, 13-8. Kangas will take a rest. Back to serve, number 7. The junior captain, Cameron Lee. Just needs to get the ball in here. Chance for the Huskies. Terry to Kidd. Now, here comes Bush. Couldn't get on it. Lee there to save it. Jacoby. And the dead spot. Wide open. Caught the Red Knights a little flat-footed on that. Absolutely flat-footed. And now number 9, Ian Heston, his team down 4. They're not giving up hope. Are you kidding me? Of course not. Now Kangas, great bump to Kidd. The kill shot, saved on the back row by number 10, Taylor. Now Kidd, back to Terry. Taylor, and that was Bush. Now Kidd, great volleyball action here, folks. Oh, I thought he almost carried it, Kangas. Chance for Bush. Kangas answers. Those two have an individual rivalry right there. And an illegal hit by the Red Knights gives the 10th point to the Huskies. They're within 3 with 2 to go. Still a long road for them, but back to serve once again. He's hot, number 9, Ian Heston. Hot from the service line, gets the net. Kangas with a diving save. Will it save the day? Oh, it was going out of bounds. That was a point for the Huskies. It was out of bounds. He was all the way out of bounds. You need to have court awareness, and now, just like that, not only is it game point for the Red Knights, it's match point. And back to serve. The kid, Zach Kidd. And Coach Norton, wait, I don't know. Norton was talking to the officials. They play on, though. Match point right here. Bush finds Paydirt, and they are stave off match point number 1. And now back to serve for the Huskies of the International School of Minnesota. Chesterton is number 5, Andrew Sullivan. They've got to play perfect. They need 4 at least. Kangas couldn't control it, out of bounds into the scorers tables. Terry, is he going to be okay? It looks like he is. That's match point number 2 saved by the Huskies, and a timeout by the Red Knights. As we are now past the 2-hour mark in this epic match in this early inaugural season of boys high school volleyball. If you've been with us through the whole match, you've gotten your money's worth. It has been great entertainment, sometimes awesome volleyball, sometimes a little sketchy, but great entertainment all the way around. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports as we're streaming live on YouTube on the eve of this holiday weekend in the Twin Cities metro area. Raining outside, April showers have arrived in Minnesota. Gonna green things up here in the next few days, I think. Sun's gonna shine, things are gonna warm up, but right now it is red hot here in the Red Knight Gym. Following the timeout, will it cool it off? This is gonna be the 4th match point saved, and back to serve is into the net, and there you go, just like that. After the timeout by Becker, and it worked. It chilled the server. That results in point number 15 and game win number 5 for the Red Knights, and they win the match 3-2. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our production here at ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Have a great night.